How you doing, sir? I would like to ask you, what's your name, please?
My name is Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas, where do you work?
I'm a professor at University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Sweet. And where do you, in Madison, right?
Madison, Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin, USA.
That's right.
So, Mike, I would like to ask you, just a few questions. One of them is, what do you think about this social project that we call Hope for Life? That it's a project for kids that help kids out, taking them out of the street and give them an opportunity to go and and knowing things, flying around the world and what do you think, being a professor, what do you think as you see that the initiative to do this and knowing João Bosco Mosquito, what do you think about that?
Well, to begin with, my area is education. I used to be an elementary school teacher. Later on, I taught in college, and now I teach in the university. And the important point here, I think, is that we should be thinking about preparing our children for the 21st century. We are now in the 21st century. And there's certain skills that are important in the 21st century. So the first one, that important skill for the 21st century is problem solving. How do we solve difficult problems? After problem solving, the important thing is being creative. It's creativity. Problem solving and then creativity. So after problem solving and creativity, what's really important is that we learn to do things as a group, together. We have globalization now. We're not so isolated. And the other important thing is that is diversity. So we have different perspectives, people from different places doing different things. What's interesting is that jiu-jitsu does all of these things and does them incredibly well. The person who's working on jiu-jitsu is working with creativity, constant problem solving, constant flexibility, adaptability, and working together as a group and people from different places. So I find the whole project to be very, very moving and very, very appropriate for what's coming in the 21st century and beyond. And that's why I think this project is so useful and important, and why we should really, really pay a lot of attention to efforts like this one.
Nice. And I would like to do one more question is, what do you think about the mosquito, João Bosco?
Well, he's, he reminds me, I have a son who's about his age, so of course he reminds me of my son, and yet he's someone who is so giving, so thoughtful, so developed in his thinking, so kind, so trustworthy, and really just incredibly inspiring. And so while he's somebody who's very, very young, it's clear that this person has been just completely transformed in his life by way of jiu-jitsu, by way of his interactivity with these people. And now he's bringing that to all of us. And so I'm old enough to be his dad, but I feel like in many ways he's the one who's raising me.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. We really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Take care, man. Thanks. Thank you, Mike. That was awesome.
Quanto custa isso?
Vai, feio.
You have to go to the bathroom?
Caralho, o cara parece um mendigo.
Amanhã?
Ih, para aí, pô.